But there's also people who say that when women know, quote unquote, they've messed up, when they know wamefanya kila kitu kwa street, then they come now to this side of, I love God. God has changed me. I'm a spiritual being. Yes. What do you say?
What I say is God's grace is new every morning, and God is a forgiving heart. And that's why each day I would also recommend people to pray to have a heart like God, a heart that doesn't look at negativity, a heart that's loving, that's forgiving, that looks at the God of people.
Doesn't keep records.
Exactly.
Oh my God! I may not be your best, and I don't claim to be, but I'm the one you have.
Hello and welcome to The Local Thought. And today we are reacting to Lyn Ngugi's question. And the question she meant to ask was, does body count matter? And I really appreciate how and the method she used to ask the question. She was very tactful to ensure that the guest wasn't offended. But the question she asked was very relevant, especially in our modern times, where women wanaongeza body count day in, day out. Then ikifika time ya kuolewa, they wanna claim wameokoka and that the body count shouldn't matter. So watch how the interview went down.
We will not want to see you elevated. There are people who would, I think as long as tuko pamoja, we are good. But the moment I start elevating, then it's even the energy changes, Yes. But there's also people who say that when women know, quote unquote, they've messed up, when they know wamefanya kila kitu kwa street, then they come now to this side of, I love God. God has changed me. I'm a spiritual being. Yes. What do you say?
What I say is God's grace is new every morning, and God is a forgiving heart. And that's why each day I would also recommend people to pray to have a heart like God, a heart that doesn't look at negativity, a heart that's loving, that's forgiving, that looks at the God of people.
Doesn't keep records.
Exactly. Forgiving, that looks at the God of people.
Doesn't keep records.
Exactly.
I think one of the reasons Lyn Ngugi is an OG and a legend in interviews is that she can be supporting you and roasting you at the same time. And that's exactly what happened. And this lady picked up on it and she tried to come back, but it was too late.
Because people will fall. Even you, hata kwa Biblia inasema, you're quick to look at the speck at your brother's eye, but you have a huge log in yours. Everyone has their wrongs. Everyone has failed.
Everyone has had a past.
Exactly. Kila mtu ako na yake. Hata wenye wanakuja kuchukia hapo, they still have their own. It's just because you're not on people's faces for yours to be dug up. But if it were the case, pia zako zingetolewa.
Whatever she's saying is absolutely true. And being in the limelight is tough because people go digging for your past and they find things that you personally wouldn't want people to know. But then my only issue at times with celebrity is that since if it happened, you should accept it and do better. Not that you deny it and say you're a different person, because everyone's past matters. Because it helped mold you to the point in where you are. All the choices, they matter. All the mistakes, they matter. Either they built you or they destroyed you. But they do matter. You can't just delete your past. You can't just wake up and delete it. It's part of you. You just learn from it.
So what I want to remind people is, going back to God, it haina faces ama nini, and it's not limited. Who are you to limit my access to God if he doesn't limit my access to him? So toeni your notion. And no matter who, I know there are people who are on the wrong right now and they just feel like they've sinned so much, they're so unclean, but just know God is not like human. He doesn't look at your wrongs or what you've done. And for God, sin is sin. Ukiwa umefanya hii ikue kubwa aje ndogo aje, yeye anazitama sin. So you can go back to him and he can renew you, and it's okay. And no matter what people say, always focus on what God has to say about you. Yes.
I love that, sin is sin. Yes. And he doesn't look at ni nini umefanya.
So with the Lyn Ngugi's tone, I don't know whether she's criticizing what she's saying or she's supporting it. But according to me, I feel like there are levels to sin. You can't just say that sin is sin. Because someone who murders 1,000 people, like someone like Hitler, and someone who has murdered maybe 1 or 2 people. You can say that the number, the sin is same. Someone who has a body count of 100 and someone who has a body count of 1, you can say that those people's sins are the same. So I feel like there are some levels to it. That's from my opinion, and that's how we should view it. Like but if your sin is sin, is the Muslim one, because ina encourage watu wafanye the bigger sins, knowing that ukifanya kidogo haimata. Sins ziko na levels, because sema hata kama corruption, like in our country we punish mtu ameiba tao, but mtu ameiba mabilioni tunampatia cheo, au ndo our ministers are. Na hiyo tradition tuko na yenye tuna assume sin ni sin, then we glorify thieves. No matter that we elect as our governors, we elect them as our MPs, we elect them as our MCL. Some even vie for presidency, because tunasema sin is sin. So ifika translate point yenye tunasema ati heri yule mwenye anaiba na anarudisha. Is that bad? So sin is sin. Mtu na body count ya 1,000, huwezi compare na mtu na body count ya 2. I feel like there are levels to it, definitely. So I'm going to leave you with this video of Mia Khalifa. She was a former corn star. And after doing it for a while, she quit. But then in the recent years, so nowadays she goes to interviews and laments about how people look at her in a weird manner, because everyone has seen her naked. So women, at times, they do things knowingly. Alafu inafika time when wako older, now they don't know what to call it, a pretense ama nini, but they now act as if they did know whatever they were doing. Because kama Mia, she knew what she was doing from that time, and she knew the consequences. But now when she's facing the consequences, anataka pity from the public. So does people's past matter? Yes, it really does, because mtu kama hii past yake ina matter. Inafaa mtu kama yeye akwambie usigundue huko ndani. Because if someone was doing such things in the internet, you have the right to know as a man. But with the modern woman, vitu kama hizi zinafaa ufichwe, na ukijua na ujam, you are the petty one. So I'll let you see the interview and be the judge.
Is some sort of post-traumatic stress that is in you from this experience?
Yes, and I think it kicks in mostly when I go out in public, because the stares I get, I feel like people can see through my clothes, and it brings me deep shame. It makes me feel like I lost all right to my privacy.
Yeah, so if you like such content, please like, subscribe, and share.
Which I did, because I'm one Google search away.
Yeah. And those images, you cannot expunge. No. You have no right, even though it is deeply personal to you, you have no right to remove them from anybody's view around the world.
Yeah.
It is very hard.
It is.
And I'm just thinking, this isn't, I mean, this story is your story.